Now we have one of my favorite workouts. I think it was one of Arnold's favorites too. I don't know why you don't see this exercise more. It's the dumbbell pullover. Welcome to day 2 of week 11 on our 20-week cut. I'm excited to try this new pull workout as part of my new push-pull legs routine that I started in week 11 here. I am using a new workout app to track. It is the Hevy with no A, Hevy app. I'm testing it out over the next couple of weeks to see how it does with progress tracking. The old app that I had, I liked very much. It's called Stacked. It's free. It allows you to add workouts within a routine and have an active routine that you're doing every week. And it did have some progress tracking. You can see what your lifts are for individual lifts, but it doesn't allow you to view that while you're working out, which is what's most helpful for me. And I wanted to find something that had a little bit better progress tracking. I like that the Hevy app also, I noticed yesterday when I was looking at my push workout, it will calculate volume in tons for you. So that's a very strict kind of measurement of volume. Whereas I do the double progression overload where I just shoot for a rep range, and when I hit the higher end of the rep range, I add weight and then go down to the bottom. That's a good way to make sure you're progressively overloading. But what should also happen, that should also lead to, on paper, an increase in tonnage, right? So the amount of tons that you're lifting per week should also be changing, should be going up. And that's a very arithmetic way of looking at your progressive overload. So I think that's cool. I'll be interested to look at that. But today we've got a heavy pull day. Hopefully my back can do it. I might take it a little bit easy. I did a ton of furniture moving last night. We're having our master bathroom renovated, and so we had to basically move everything out of our master bedroom. So we're sleeping in my son's room right now, and we moved all of these mattresses. Let me tell you, these foam mattresses are so heavy. Moving those around, that's quite a workout. And then just bookshelves and bed frames, so many things moving around, heavy things. So if my back starts to feel a little wonky, I'm gonna call it on this workout, but that would be why, because I had a little pulling workout last night. I hate when people talk about, oh, you did some moving, oh, you got your workout in for the day. It's such a trope, but I really did burn some calories and use some muscles last night. So, all right, let me get these weights thrown on and we'll start pull day. Week 11 pull day. All right, deadlifts, warm up set 1. Man, first set of deadlift warm-ups always feels rough. Alright, warm-up set 2. Hopefully this moves a little better. I got some dust on the floor. I'll tell you what that's all about in a little bit. Alright, so there's some dust on the ground from a little bit of work I was doing. I don't know if you can notice, but there used to be a light right here. And so I went ahead and took that out because really it's just a hazard because I almost bump it with my head. Anything I do overhead has the risk of popping that. So right now it's just a junction box and I'm gonna move it out of the way. But the power leads to power upstairs, so I couldn't just leave it undone. And you can't see it, but I'll move this. This is where that light switch was going to. So now I've got a big hole. It was a big hole project. This little hole took a lot of time, but I'm hoping that I can get this lighting in the basement upgraded. These lights are just LED panel lights that plug in, or they have a battery. So I'd rather get something a little bit more permanent. So I will keep y'all updated on that project. All right, warm up set 3. Alright, boys and girls, first working set of deadlifts. I'm bumping down the weight this week. We were at 295, I'm just bumping it down to 285, so I took the fat fives off. Just feeling a little bit of tightness in my back, knowing I did some heavy lifting last night. Just want to try and ease up ever so slightly. 10 pounds is not a huge difference in the grand scheme of things, but hopefully that's enough to take care of my back. All right, so we're gonna shoot for 3 sets of 4 on this. Alright, yeah, and that felt good. That felt like a good stimulus. I wasn't gonna blow myself out of the water. Let's get our second set. Not super talkative today. It might end up being a pretty short video if I don't have a lot to talk about. Just be the lifts themselves, but hey, that's cool too, right? Well, you go to the gym with a buddy. You guys don't have to be yapping the whole time. You can just get work done. Alright. Remember, 3 sets of 4 on this. Second set, there we go. So you might be wondering, how's your energy this week? You know, you had a deload week last week and kind of a diet break. You were talking about how that was going to help you hit the ground running and get after it in week 11. And what I would say is, yes, I do feel like I have more energy to give. I do feel like my body is able to, and it doesn't feel like I'm shaking quite as much on these heavy lifts. And today especially, knowing that pretty much from 5:30 to 8:30 last night, I was lifting heavy things. So knowing the fact that I did that last night and I can still come in and do these deadlifts and not feel like I'm atrophying away, I think is a good sign. I am taking it a little bit easier because of last night, so I'm not, but that's only 10 pounds, right? So we're talking 285 instead of 295. And I have no doubt that next week I'll just go back up to 295. It shouldn't be an issue. I know I'm only doing 3 sets of 4. I'm not doing 3 sets of 6, but once I get into a normal routine, 295, I think we'll be in the 300s. Definitely at some point in this routine, which we should be. Like for my body weight, for what I bench and squat, I should definitely be repping deadlifts in the 300s. So get after it here. All right, final set deadlifts. I'll be honest, I think I'm gonna start alternating my split grip the other way. I start with my left reversed, then I do my right, then I do my left. I feel stronger with my right hand reversed for some reason. So today I'm just gonna do 2 in a row with that hand. Really, I think my goal is to make sure I am alternating so I'm not getting out of balance in the long term. But I think I'd rather prefer 2 sets with my right reversed since I feel stronger, especially on this last set, because that's when I really need that extra strength. Yeah, felt better there. All right, next up is pull-ups. The plan is to do 3 sets of 6 and have them be weighted. These first 1 or 2, I'm just gonna do with no weight. I wanna see how many I get. It's been a long time since I've done strict pull-ups. I've been doing a lot of lat pull downs, so I can get a gauge and see how much weight I need to be adding, if any. Maybe 6 will be enough. Oh, there we go. Alright, so we got 10. In case you're wondering, yes, I did just become instantly cooler because of my hat fashion choice. You notice what I did was, instead of, normally you wear the hat forward with the brim in front to protect you from the sun. But I, being the cool cat that I am, and being indoors, do not need the brim to protect me from the sun. And it was bumping on the pull-up bar, so I flipped it around. It's just a practical change that has a cool side effect of making me look cool. Okie dokie. Set 2 pull-ups. I did add some weight. I just added a 10-pound plate. I don't know. I only did 10 on the first one, and 6 is our target, so I didn't want to go too heavy. So let's see what this feels like. Honestly, that felt fine. That felt fine. So obviously the goal is to increase the weight on these weighted pull-ups, especially as I aim to lose weight from my body. So it's good to have a baseline, knowing that I'm starting with 10. I'd love to get to where I am with dips, where I'm getting 50, 60, 70 pounds. That may be ambitious on a cut. We'll see. And I know you won't see this till after I've released the videos from the deload week. But it is right now. It's Tuesday, the 30th. And so I do want to apologize for the time it has taken for me to get the second half of deload week videos up. Just because of a Christmas holiday and being out of town and stuff, I just didn't get time to edit like I thought. So I'd love to at least get 1 or 2 of those edited today and posted this week so that I can post this week's videos, not a week behind. But it probably doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things when you all watch these. I just want to make sure that I'm doing my best to put out videos consistently. So, all right, got our last set of weighted pull-ups here. We still have the 10 pounds on. Still have the cool hat backwards. All right. Woo. Yeah. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. One of the shortcomings of the stacked app, which I love for everything but this. I really want to, I have bent over rows with a barbell right now. I have no idea how much I should be doing. I know I've done this before. There's just been some time and I don't know. Let me screen record here so I can see. If anyone who worked on this app sees this, maybe they can let me know. I don't know how to go and find what the last time I did bent over rows is. I've got nothing here in the more goals. I never set a goal for it. Maybe if I had set a goal, the log is just all the workouts I've done. So I'd have to go through and find out which one of these pull days. Maybe I'll get lucky. Pull, deadlift, one arm dumbbell, lat pull down. Yeah, so I don't know which one of these routines has bent over rows in it. And then workout progress. This is just going to be the workout, I don't know, for today. So yeah, I wish that I could look that up a little easier. Okay, so I've just thrown 25s on, which is going to be 95 pounds. The way I just figured I've done single arm dumbbell rows at 45 pounds. So that's about 90 pounds total. And I preferred going lighter. I didn't want to throw 35s on there or 45s and that not feel good on my back. So I'm going to try this out real quick and we'll see. It should be heavier because I'm doing 6 reps, but we'll just, you never know until you try. Alright, yeah, and that was way too easy, so I'll probably bump it up to 45s. We'll see how that feels. Alright, second set. Dumbbell, or not dumbbell, bent over barbell rows. I've got my belt on just to give my back a little extra support. I'm not trying to injure my back since this does have us over in a bent over state. Alright. That felt much better. Probably do more on the next one. If you are curious to know what this full workout plan is, this new routine, this push-pull legs routine that I came up with ChatGPT, comment and let me know. I'll just, obviously you can get it from video to video, but I'd be happy just to paste it all in one go so you can see what it is. Also, I do plan on releasing a video at some point about the process that I took with ChatGPT. I didn't just say, hey, give me a workout. I kind of gave it some guide rails, some guardrails, and guidelines that I think helped get me to the place where I wanted to be. So look for that soon-ish, hopefully. All right, last set, barbell rows. I did 6, and that felt good. I feel like I could squeeze out some more. Honestly, it's just like that bent over position. I feel it in my posterior still. Now we have one of my favorite workouts. I think it was one of Arnold's favorites too. I don't know why you don't see this exercise more in routines from people. It's the dumbbell pullover. And I think I like it most of all just because it helps me stretch out my back. Oh, and it's just like a really good stretch on your lats. Take the dumbbell back to here, then just lift it up. It also works the chest quite a bit, so maybe that's the reason. It's because people Like, you're like, is it a back workout? Is it a chest workout? Well, yes. To me, it's a pulling motion. I don't really care what, muscle it's hitting. I'm using it for the back. I do care. I don't care if other things get hit along the way, as long as I'm accounting for it in the rest of my routine. Oh, and this is going to be far too light. And I think there are ways to target more of your chest or more of your back and vice versa. To me, I can just feel this working on my posture. I work at a keyboard all day and I'm just hunched over. And so just getting this stretch, honestly, is one of the things I love most about it. And getting a nice full eccentric stretch on the lats. Oh, that's going to be good for hypertrophy too. All right, we're only doing 2 sets of these. I might change that because I like them. I might give up we've got easy bar curls after this. I might give up those just for this. But 45 was too light. We'll go up to 50. We're shooting for 10. So we'll see where this lands us. I think I remember last time I did these being somewhere in the 50 to 60 pound range. Oops. We can bump that up to 55 next time. We will finish off the day with some easy bar curls. I've got 50s on here, which I believe makes this, or I've got 25s on here, which is 50, plus the 20-pound bar, so I believe this is 70. 2 sets of 8. I think that should be right. Maybe we could do more. Let's go ahead and do our check-in for today. We weighed in at 191.8, bringing our weekly average to 192.4. Again, we want that to get back down to our week 9, 191.3 would be a good goal for this week. 191.3 or any lower would be chef's kiss. So I think we're still losing some of that water weight. In fact, if you look at let's look at a graph. Fat water percentage week. We can see it's showing I'm over 60% water weight last week. You see I started at 59.6 and that climbed and climbed, over the weekend. Boom, it shot way up. So I think I'm still holding on to lots of water. I drank lots of water last night because when I was moving all that furniture and stuff. So I think I probably would have lost more water weight, but I just drank a ton last night and my body needed it. So yeah, the water weight with these scales messes with your body fat percentage. So it thinks that I've gone from almost 19% down to, 17.8. Where, I'm realistically somewhere in between there, probably like, 18% or 19%, something like that. But, so that's weight. For nutrition, yesterday, no problem staying under 1600 calories. I was very busy with this lighting project in the weight room, busy with the moving the furniture and stuff, prepping the bedroom and bathroom upstairs for the renovation. So, not much for breakfast, just a protein bar, coffee. Lunch was light, and then dinner, just some chicken noodle soup. And I just had some jerky just to get some protein, and then another protein bar, and then a protein bar in the evening, just because I'm like, I'm only at 1450 calories. I need some more calories. So yeah, protein ratio, almost 10 grams of protein, or just over 10 grams of protein to 100 calories. So that's a good ratio that I like to be. That's the only day of the week so far, because I start my weeks on Mondays. So a good strong start to the week. We'll try to keep that up today. I think today all I've had is my coffee. So it's about almost 10 o'clock. I'll probably have like a protein bar to tide me over. I've got some good high protein chicken noodle soup and some high protein burritos and lasagna that'll be good to eat today. Should be able to keep it to 1600 calories today, I think, too. So yeah, that is it. That's the check-in for today. We're on track. It's still early in the week. I'm liking the new workout app so far. Speaking of, I need to get back to it and finish this last set of curls. So let's do that. All right, last set of the day, curls. We got 8 on the last one. I feel like we can do more. That's what I'm talking about. Cool, and that put the workout, even with a little bit of extra talking, at 1 hour and 1 minute. So far the push day and the pull day have both been right at an hour, which is what I like to see. So I'm happy about that. But that's a wrap for week 11 pull day. See you tomorrow.